by our staff representatives, Mrs. Vimala and Mr. Chakravarti. Thank you, teachers. And Mrs. Santhi, there's a surprise for you. We have Mr. Chotu, who's an auto driver and who's like a brother, who would like to present a garland. Mr. Chotu. A big round of applause, teachers. It's time for the citation by Mrs. M.V. Jyoti.
After climbing the mountain, you can finally enjoy the view. Don't act your age in retirement. Act like the inner young person you always have been. On the 15th of June 1961, the family of Mr. Alatur Gajendra and Mrs. Vasanta Lakshmi welcomed their precious daughter into the world. Born in Madras, Mrs. Santhi is one of 3 siblings with her 2 brothers. Her paternal grandfather, Mr. Alatur Gopalaswamy Chettiar, was a notable statesman and a Gandhian who hosted the Mahatma and his entourage their sprawling family home in the then Madras Presidency. Her maternal grandfather, Mr. Jelly Rangayya Chettiar, was a pioneering export trading merchant and a financier who left his mark on prime mercantile district of Madras, where their family's business interests positively continue till today. She is the niece of Mr. Alatur Vijay Kumar, a respected Veena exponent and research scholar with the notable publications, including the mathematical appreciation of Shruti Vedam, algebraic formula for determining Laya Sahitya connect, among others. She hails from a family that has always valued and encouraged education among women. Her paternal aunts were all Cambridge tutored. Her father held an honors degree in English literature and world history from the University of Madras. Her mother is a passionate educationist enthusiast with a flair of languages. Mrs. Shanti parents nurtured her teaching skills from very early, and when they noticed her penchant for teaching, as she tutored other students while studying in high school. Her then principal would later invite her back to school, but only this time as a full-time teacher. She finished her schooling from Main Matriculation School and went on to do her PUC and earned bachelor's degree in nutrition and dietetics from the Women's Christian College, Chennai. She holds a master's degree in psychology and pursued her B.Ed in Lady Wellington College of Education under the Madras University. She was always a ranking pupil all throughout her education and a recipient of merit scholarship at university level. Mrs. Santhi's professional teaching career spans over 38 years, during which time she has taught science and English at high school level in various renowned institutions in Chennai, including Auxilium High School, St. John's Senior Secondary School, Bain Higher Secondary School, before joining Atkinson in 1993. She joined in Atkinson Senior Secondary School 2003. She completed 18 years of successful teaching. She is blessed with a daughter, Aishwarya, Limnus, and son-in-law Rajashri Samuel. They are an ambitious couple and well-accomplished professionals with a brilliant career ahead. Aishwarya holds a master's degree in econometrics from world-renowned institution, the London School of Economics, where she studied with a scholarship and graduated with a distinction. She is a consulting economist in the City of London, where she functions through her own firm. Her clients include the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, Westminster EU-based policy think tanks, among others. She is also an internationally acclaimed Kuchipudi dancer and a member of the United Nations International Dance Council by invitation. Her son-in-law Rajashri is a qualified chartered financial analyst from the CFA Institute of the US and an MBA from Thunderbird School of Global Management, US with a graduate background in mathematics and computer science. He has worked at an executive capacity on various multi-billion-dollar corporate finance projects globally in the metals and mining industry and continues to lend his expertise with the Big Four from their London headquarters. He is a published subject matter expert and holds key appointed ambassador roles within various international financial organizations. The couple enjoy travel, music and world cuisines and have visited over 30 countries together. Their family resides in London. And Mrs. Santhi is also a proud grandmother to their 2-month-old daughter, Advitiya. Today, she is retiring with her unique mark and legacy in the field of education. We, the staff and students, from the bottom of our hearts, wish you good health, joy and peace. May the Almighty shower His blessings upon you and your family. With lots of love and best wishes, the staff and students of Atkinson Senior Secondary School.
Please give the citation. Thank you, Mrs. N.V. Jyoti. Now, as you retire, we are going to miss our great colleague who used to exchange sweet words of love and compassion for working hard to take away our pressure. Here we invite Mrs. Sandhya Sunil to express her cherished moments with Mrs. Santhi.
Good morning and a warm welcome to one and all. Respected sisters, dear teachers and all the family members of the retirees. As you all know, today we have gathered here to felicitate our teachers who are retiring this year and have rendered their valuable service to our institution these many years. As the proverb says, silence is golden and the most commanding expression goes matching with certain people. And one such example is our Shanti Miss. My journey with Mrs. Shanti started in the year 2009 when I joined Atkinson, and I had a very good experience with her. It gives me immense pleasure to speak a few words about her. Mrs. Shanti, as the name denotes, is a peace-loving, soft-natured, gentle, multi-talented personality who always finds time in doing something innovative. She strived for perfection in all her works. When we hear the name Mrs. Santhi, the first thought that flashes in our mind is her creativity, which we all have experienced and witnessed during her assemblies, not only that in her lesson plans, minute books, etc. She always motivated her students to participate in all the events, and she was sure to win a prize for them. Creativity was a part and parcel of her work. She helped the students to bring out their hidden talents. She is known for her helpful nature. Readiness to help anyone at any time is her speciality. She never boasted about it. Even she was very particular that no one must know the role played behind that. She even encouraged her fellow teachers to conduct activities in a creative, competitive and in a grand way. I could see a dedicated teacher in her who always used to feel tensed when the children neglected their studies. We teachers admired her for her aesthetic sense and the way she carried herself. She is a responsible daughter who takes care of her parents till today without fail. She succeeded in bringing up her daughter, educating her and getting her married to a loving person. I can assure you teachers that all this success behind Santhi Miss is due to her close association with God. She is a pious person. Prayer is her weapon. She always prayed not only for herself but for all the people who were in suffering and sorrow. A quality which we find people in fingertips. Last but not the least, her culinary skills were appreciable, which most of her primary teachers have experienced. She showed a lot of interest in preparing variety dishes and serving her friends and relatives. She is a very active teacher who reminds us that age is only a number and it has nothing to do with our actions. And it's time for Santhi Miss to retire. Bidding farewell to you is really painful, Miss. Though unwilling, with a heavy heart, we wish you a happy and healthy retirement life. Congratulations, Miss, for successfully completing your professional life. Miss, you retired only from your profession but not from our hearts. You have set a very good example for the teachers to follow. We are really inspired through your successful life. I thank the Almighty who helped you and granted you the strength to carry on all these years. Before I could conclude, I would like to read Bible verse so that the Almighty would bless them in their post-retirement life. Isaiah 46 verses 4-5. Even until your old age, I am the one and I'll carry you. Until your grey hairs come. It is I who have created and I who will carry, and it is I who will bear and save. To whom will you compare me, count me, equal or liken me, so that I may be compared? Jeremiah 29 verses 11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Thank you one and all. And once again, I wish all the best. Santhi Miss to both the teachers, Sumitra Miss and Sumitra.
Thank you, Mrs. Sandhya, for sharing those cherished moments. We have another good friend of Mrs. Santhi, Mrs. Vimala, to speak a few words.
Good morning, Sister Superior, Sister Principal, and everyone present here. No, somebody is saying Babu. No, I'll finish. very fast. Only a few words, not much. Okay. On the occasion of retirement of Mrs. Sumitra and Mrs. Santhi, I am asked to speak a few words. But already our teacher spoke a lot, correct? So, personally, my relationship with Mrs. Sumitra, fondly called Sumi, is a very special, I feel. I often call her Akka. Even though I am chilly to her, I fight, argue, console, comfort her. I feel like sharing some good thoughts, phrases, messages, songs only with her, thinking she is the right person to understand and appreciate. Of course, I no way match with her. I no way match myself with you. I don't say I miss both of them because any time of the day I can meet, discuss, fight and do anything with these two people. After Mrs. Joycey, you all must be knowing who is Mrs. Joycey. Some of our students who are working here and the old teachers, you all know who is Mrs. Joycey. She was an Anglo. She used to hold the functions, programs in a different way, and we used to feel after her nobody can do it in that way like her. But Sumi has taken up that post, and she used to handle the situation and the whole program according to our school standards. The witty, the timely comments used to make us wonder, oh God, how she was able to manage this situation. We used to feel. Soon after the program, we used to run to her and say, Sumi, really, we thought Sister Stella would have shouted you because we know what is Sister Stella. She wants everything to be perfect. But that gap or whatever it is, the situation, she used to manage in such a way, nobody could know that something was wrong at that time. So that's the capacity, that talent is given by God to Sumitra. And she's very sensible and react accordingly. And my relationship with another Akka, Shanti, yeah, I'm telling you to all this. Only for another 1 year. Then after I'll be called as Akka. That is why from now only, now I started putting this only. Okay, I wanted to show off that I am Akka for all. So my relationship with another Akka, Shanti, is almost same. She is very quiet even when we are in this storm. Yes, very confident, and she will make us feel free, light in any situation. And if I'm, I feel more light and more free, leaving off all my burdens on her. And she says, okay Vimla, no problem, I'll do it, she'll say. So she is a silent planner. Till the last minute, we will not be knowing what she is going to do. But any program, she will do it perfectly. That is at home or in school. Why I am saying at home means, for her daughter's marriage, we didn't know what was going to happen, how she is going to handle, because she is a single person. But she did it in such a way, nobody could point out, and really we were surprised and we enjoyed that marriage. Both of them are God-fearing people. So I want to end my speech quoting a verse from the Bible. They shall call upon me, and I will answer them. I will be with them in trouble. I will deliver them and honor them. This is the promise that God is giving for you, my dear Akkas. May God bless you and have a happy, peaceful, healthy retirement time. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Vimla, for sharing those wonderful moments amidst us. It's time for a speech by Mrs. Shanti. We request you to speak.
Respected dear Sister Monica Francis, dear Principal, Sister Anthony, sisters of the congregation, guests of honor, and my dear friends, a very pleasant morning to you all. Foremost, I thank the Almighty for the opportunity He had created for me in this prestigious institution through Sister Stella, who recruited me. 18 years of my stay in this institution is filled with memories of working under dynamic and efficient principals and in the company of wonderful, talented, and energetic educators. A decade and 8 years journey with this efficient management and remarkable co-workers helped me in learning, honing my skills, progressing in my profession, though at times it was an uphill task and sometimes a cinch. The motto, "By love, serve," has encouraged me more to be compassionate and empathetic towards my budding scholars. Occasionally, I was down-spirited. It was your company, my friends, and support of the management that helped me bounce back to normal. I was excited about my retirement. There was also a deep yearning within me to share the joy that I ever experiencing before I bid farewell to this institution. Wondering what it would be? It's the experience of being happy, loved, and saved. Born in a Hindu family, I was nurtured to learn Venkateshwara Suprabhatam, Raghavendra Suprabhatam, Hanuman Chalisa, Kandasashi Kaucham, and many more to embrace spirituality, which I did with all sincerity, dedication, and devotion. But the seed of love that Christ died for me and my sins was sown when I was in my formative years. I consider myself blessed to have been educated in Bain School, a CSI institution where teachers were not only seen in the classroom but also in the prayer room as prayer warriors, taking turns praying for the school and students. Probably it was their fervent prayers that led me to the living God. I accepted the Lord in April 1992. From then on, there was no turning back. Psalm 23 became my very personal, as also the promises in the meaning, He is my provider, protector, confidence, and consolation, which I am experiencing personally, which I have termed happy in the Lord, loved by the Lord, saved. He is my Savior. Happy, loved, and saved. Continuing my farewell speech, the long journey possible due to the encouragement and support of my dear family. I extend my heartfelt gratitude and thanks to my parents, my daughter, and son-in-law for this moment of joy. My sincere appreciation to the management for their care, support, and prayers always and especially during this pandemic. I express my gratitude to our dear Principal, Sister Anthony, for making this celebration a reality. I applaud the efforts of each and every one of the teachers who have taken time off in spite of this busy schedule to unite together in a time such as this, where SMS is the order of the day to make the event a tremendous success. I thank Mrs. Sandhya and Mrs. Vimala for the kind words that they have showered upon me. I express my heartfelt thanks to Mrs. Vimala and Mr. Chakravarti for being instrumental in conducting this function. Mrs. Zakira and Mrs. Kalaveka for their fabulous comparing. The choir for the melodious rendition of worship song and the solemn prayer. Mr. Vinod for his support on the keyboard. To all the ashrars and those who felicitated. Mr. Chandrasekhar for preparing the flexis. Our tech-savvy millennials, the computer staff. Mr. Chandni, in charge of the PA system. Contingent staff who are agile and ever ready. Signing off, wishing the management staff and students, the most amazing and rocking people of Atkinson Senior Secondary School, all the very best for your future endeavors. Good day to you all.
Happy return to you.
Surely we will miss you, madam. We are pleased to wish you a new journey of success and happiness in the new page of your life. May you enjoy with little baby Aditya and present
to Reverend Sister Monica Francis, a correspondent, sisters of the community, my beloved retirees of today's celebration, Mrs. Sumitra and Mrs. Santhi, family members and my colleagues. Before I could say few words, I would like to start with this sentence. What thanks, O Lord, can I render thee for all that you have been to our beloved teachers, the beauties of today's celebration, and I am sure that God has walked with you, accompanied you in times of tribulations that came in contact with. And also I feel very privileged to say a few appreciation words to our beloved teachers. Dear Mrs. Sumitra, we are glad to have had a person in you who excelled in being conscious, dutiful, punctual, dedicated and committed teacher. You have given full attention to every student and little walk to the deserving child in your class. You are very creative that I have seen, experienced when I was in Gollapudi, Atkinson. I used to come here to attend few functions, the events which took place. Even I could hear from all the teachers, Mrs. Sumitra stands for a good organizer that has come through and we have seen in you. And you are spontaneous and available on a call to avail your services and gave it to the best of your ability. Even generous to go to the extra mile, not minding the cost of your health or your personal inconveniences. Above all, I would like to say, you are a woman of faith and prayer. And dear Mrs. Santhi, you are a person of commitment and showing keen interest in the progress of the children and sense